What defines the scope of confidentiality in a non-disclosure agreement, NDA? Imagine you're sharing a secret with a friend, but in this case, the secret is about your business or work. How do you make sure it stays private? That's where the scope of confidentiality in a non-disclosure agreement comes into play. When an employer and employee sign an NDA, they agree on what information must stay confidential and what can be shared. This agreement is a key part of employment contracts and the entire employment process. The first thing that defines the scope is what the agreement calls confidential. It could include trade secrets, proprietary data, customer lists, or internal processes. It's important that the NDA clearly states what types of information are protected. For example, if a business has a special recipe or a unique software code, those are usually included. But information that is already public or that the employee develops on their own outside of work might be excluded. Next, the NDA explains how the confidential information can be used. Usually, it's only for work-related tasks. Employees can't use the information for personal gain or share it with competitors. The agreement also states that employees should not disclose the information to anyone outside the company without permission. This helps protect the business from leaks or misuse. Another key part is how long confidentiality must be maintained. Some NDAs specify that the information must stay secret during employment and for a certain number of years after leaving. Others, especially for trade secrets, might requiring indefinite confidentiality. This means the employee must keep the information secret forever unless the company releases it. NDAs also include exceptions. Sometimes, employees are allowed to share information if required by law. For example, if a court orders disclosure or if the employee reports illegal activity or harassment. These exceptions are important because they prevent NDAs from being used to hide unlawful behavior. When employment ends, the NDA usually requires employees to return or destroy all confidential materials. This prevents any further use or leaks after leaving the company. If an employee breaches the agreement, there are usually legal remedies, like damages or court orders, to stop the breach and protect the business. From a legal perspective, the scope of confidentiality must be clear and reasonable. It should protect the employer's sensitive information without infringing on employees' rights. For example, NDAs cannot prevent employees from discussing wages or reporting workplace issues. Courts review these agreements carefully to ensure they are fair and lawful. Employers should draft NDAs with specific language that defines what is confidential, states lawful exceptions, and complies with labor laws. Employees should understand exactly what they are agreeing to and know their rights. In the employment process, NDAs are often introduced when hiring or settling disputes. They need to be tailored to the specific business needs while respecting employee rights and legal standards. In short, the scope of confidentiality in an NDA is about clearly defining what information is protected, how it can be used, how long it must stay secret, and what exceptions exist. This balance helps protect the business while respecting the legal rights of employees.